Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, My Vagabond Style. I'm Debbie, and I'm going to bring you stencils today. So, I've been having a lot of fun making these stencils on my own. I just looked at Pinterest and I kind of got some ideas of what I wanted to draw. And so, I drew these out and then I cut them out. And I'll go through and show you how I did them, but I just kind of wanted to show you what they could do first. So, we'll just go with the ones that I have here. And I just wanted to show you how easy these are. And I made them with a supply from the Dollar Tree store. So I can make tons of stencils and it will cost me $1.25. And when I do this, a lot of times I will take a little bit of washi tape and hold them down because I don't want them to move. It's just washi tape that I had sitting out from a last project. And then that way it'll hold it just a little better. But I was amazed how well these turned out. Now, you do have to be a little gentle on them because you're not using um, a real strong stencil. This is just using from the Dollar Tree these index dividers. So there's 8 of them in here, and it doesn't really matter what color you use. They're all easy to see through, and these turn out great. So let me get this down here and show you. You can use acrylic paint on them. You could use ink, whatever you want. But look how good that turns out. So I did this one. I think I did this one first. Then I did this one. And then I did this one. This one's my favorite so far. So let me show you what I did here with the stencil. So look how fun these are. What I did was I just stenciled and then I went around and cut them out. And then I just took a pin and double lined through them. And now they're ready to go. I think they turned out great. And what I really like about these too is if you decided you had one going, curved this way, and then you wanted one curved the other way, well, you just flip it around. So then you can, have a whole garden of these. And then if you want to, what I've done is I saved these and you can use them to, make the outline of it, like a silhouette of it. So I really like that effect too. So now that I showed you kind of what these are, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Okay, so I literally went on Pinterest and looked up a leaf that someone had done as a stencil, and I just created one similar to it. It's definitely not the same. Theirs looks a little better than mine. But when I drew it, you do have to be careful that when you draw it, you don't want any of the lines to, how am I going to say this, cross over. So what I mean is that you did a complete square right here. You don't want to like connect this line because then you ruin the outline of your whole stencil. You want one solid thing that never, see how that never gets cut. It's always open. So if you can go around it completely with your pencil, just seeing if you can not, like, what am I trying to say? If I cut right here and here, then that would ruin it. So you definitely have to keep your spaces open. So when I drew it, I came back around and went in dark. So that way I'd be able to see it pretty well on my stencil. See if you can see that one better. Maybe the yellow might be easier on camera. Yeah, the yellow's easier.
So this one I used my printer and I made it 70% smaller than the original. I wanted to have a complementary one to it since I've already done the work. It was easy to shrink it down.
And then what I really like about this too is I can turn these over once they're cut, and I can, flip the leaf over so that it's one way or the other. I'm gonna go ahead and you would take your X-Acto blade, and I'm just gonna work the inside. I'm not gonna work the outside. And I am gonna tape it. And then I just start cutting exactly where I have the shaded area. If it's not shaded, I'm not gonna cut. Hung up just a little bit at the bottom there. Okay. So I don't want to pull wherever they didn't exactly cut because you can tear the stencil. So I'm just going to get in here with my little scissors and cut out the ones that are not quite all the way cut out. I'm just trying to get along the outside edge so that when I go to cut it, I can see where that is. All right. So I am new to doing these, and this is not my expert opinion by any means on how to do this, but I do think that I'll like it. So I'm just kind of going around the edge. And with this, I'm leaving the green edge. And now I'm just going to take a black permanent ink. This is just a Sharpie. And I'm going to draw around here. And I'll do a second line that doesn't quite match up with the first. And now I'm going to do the same thing with here. Okay, so there's our leaf. Now you could do this on like a green piece of paper and stamp with a different color so it would look like the holes of a leaf. And that might turn out really cool. Let me make one of those real quick and I'll come back and show it to you. Okay, this is just some jelly print paper. That I had, the runoff from it, the roll off from it. Okay, so there is another way of doing it. Let me just cut it out. This one I'm going to take a white Posca pen and go around it. So here's a few different options. This was the first one we did. And then the second one, I took the painted papers from my jelly plate, and this was just an, when I got the paint off of the brayer, and so this was just a scrap piece that I had, and I do like this one. I think that turned out pretty good. And then this was just off of a book page, and I think this is my favorite on the book page. But now what I thought I would do is draw around it and cut out the inside, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this one, I went ahead and traced around it, and then I cut out some of them to see if I thought maybe I'd like it, and then I just drew around the others. And for the time, like, honestly, I don't know if I was doing a special project, I probably would cut them out, but otherwise, I just enjoyed what they looked like when I traced around it. So I think this was a success. I don't know how much I'll use the leaves, but I really do think they're cool. And you can get a ton of stencils out of that pack. So I really do think it's worth it. And I love these. Like these are really cool. Um, and that other one that I made, this one, I like that one too. I hope you enjoyed this and that you might give it a try. And thank you so much for spending time with me. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.